When people hear the word ISO, the first thing that comes to mind is documentation, procedures, formats, records, files. Many organizations believe if our documents are complete, our ISO system is strong. But this is one of the biggest misunderstanding in ISO. Let me say this very clearly. Documentation is not the goal. Documentation is only a tool. ISO was never designed to create files. ISO was designed to create control, consistency, and confidence in how work is done. When documentation becomes the focus, the system becomes heavy and performance suffers. Hi, I'm Sagar Naik, founder of Swades QMS and quality consultant. I have worked with many organizations during ISO implementation and audits, and I have seen both extremes. Companies drowning in documents, companies with very few documents but strong systems. In this video, I will explain why documentation exists in ISO, how much documentation is actually needed, and how wrong documentation practices slowly kills ISO systems. This is based on real audit experience, not theory. ISO does not ask for documents for audits. Documentation exists for very practical reasons. It helps to define how work is done, ensure consistency, train new employees, retain organizational knowledge. For example, if an experienced operator leaves and nobody knows how the process works, that's a system failure. Documentation protects the organization, not the auditor. Here is a simple rule. If documentation helps people do their job better, it is useful. If documentation exceeds only during audits, it is a waste. ISO never wanted paperwork for paperwork's sake. Common documentation mistakes. Let's talk about what usually goes wrong. Mistake number one, document everything. Some organizations try to document every small activity, even simple tasks that people already do well. Example, writing a 10-page SOP for switching on a machine, creating forms for routine verbal approvals. This creates frustration, resistance, non-usage. ISO never asks for this. Mistake number two, complicated language. Many ISO documents are written like textbooks, long sentences, technical words, legal language, but the real users are operators, supervisors, office staff. If people cannot understand the document in one reading, the document has already failed. ISO document should sound like a work instructions, not law books. Mistake number three, documents created only before audit, and this is very common. Documents are updated just before audit. Records are filled retrospectively. People are briefed on what to do, what to say. After the audit, everything stops. This turns ISO into a seasonal activity, not a system. And systems cannot work seasonally. This is the most question I get. How many procedures are required? How many formats are mandatory? The answer is simple. ISO 9001 does not specify numbers. ISO only asks one question. Is documented information adequate to support effective operation? That's it. If a process runs smoothly, has trained people, has controls, and works well without a document, ISO does not force you to create one. Document only where errors are likely. Consistency is critical. Knowledge loss is a risk. Documentation should reduce problems, not create new ones. Auditors do not audit documents first. They audit processes. They check what is written, what is actually practiced, and whether both match. Example, if the SOP says inspection is done every hour, but on the shop floor, inspection is done whenever time permits, that is a system failure. Now listen carefully. If practice is strong and documentation supports it, minor documentation gaps are acceptable. But if documents are perfect and practice is weak, the system is ineffective. People don't work based on files. They work based on training, daily habits, supervision, culture. Documents can guide people, but they cannot replace discipline. That's why you see this situation often. SOP says one thing, actual work is done differently. ISO expects organizations to train people, build habits, reinforce discipline. Documentation only supports this. It cannot replace leadership and supervision. Good documentation is not heavy. Good documentation is simple, clear, visual where possible, easy to update, used at the workplace. Examples of good documentation: one page flowcharts, simple checklists, visual work instructions near machines. The best document is one that people refer to without being forced. If people avoid documents, the problem is not people, the problem is the document. ISO does not fail because lack of documentation. ISO fails because organizations over document, under implement, confuse paperwork with quality. Always remember this: documentation supports the system, it does not define the system. A strong ISO system lives on the shop floor, in offices, and in daily work, not inside files. If this video changed the way you look at the documentation, subscribe to Swades QMS. In upcoming videos, I will explain internal audits that actually add value, auditor's mindset, clause interpretation with real examples. Comment DOC if you want a practical guide on how much documentation your ISO systems really needs. Let's build quality systems that work, not just files for auditors.